Welcome to Men and Women Talk, the Mars Venus Show, presented by theindieradio.com, with your hosts, Kente and Mosaic. This program hosts a weekly panel of men and women who discuss topics such as dating, the workplace, family, spirituality, cheating, and of course, sex. Monday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, this show is simulcasted live, audio and video between Facebook and YouTube, which allows listeners all over the world to gather together to tackle challenging relationship issues. And now, here is your host, Mosaic and Kente. Hello, and welcome to an all-new episode of Men and Women Talk, the Mars Venus Show. I am one of your hosts, Kente, all the way live from Los Angeles, California, and I'm so happy to be here with my wonderful co-host, the one and only Mosaic Star. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys doing tonight?
Awesome. And this is going to be a great show. We have a returning champ back on the show. The one and only Brother Newman himself, Mr. Hotcakes. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing? Happy Monday. It's a joy to be back. It's been a minute, so looking forward to seeing what we're going to talk about tonight.
All right. And joining us, this is for her first time. I don't want to say like Batman and Robin, more like Batman and Supergirl. Or
yeah,
something
you
like
can add
that.
super somewhere in there. I can work.
Oh God, can't tell.
Wait a minute.
See,
okay. Hey guys, it's your girl Simply Bree from He Said What Network, and I am Alan's yin to his yang when it comes to the He Said What show. So whatever he tells y'all.
Yeah, whatever. That yang.
But I'm excited
really...
to be here.
We'll see how this is gonna be tonight, because I be having to rein her in, so we'll see.
I love it though. All right, so welcome to the show. Now, the last time I had you on, he said what network what didn't exist, right? So tell the audience about it.
You know what? Can't say that. He Said What actually was not my baby. It is my lovely co-host baby. Basically how it started. She had a He Said What show going on every Tuesday, and I happened to be a guest a few times, which was awesome. Bree didn't know me from dirt, so the interactions was definitely amazing. And then what happened is she was trying to think of a spinoff, and some friends of hers was like, well, if you want to have a show with a woman's perspective, we think the best person as your host would be Alan. Of course, can say, I had the book about why I love Black women, and majority of my platform is dedicated towards loving and appreciating Black women. So became a host on that on Wednesdays. Actually, it will make 2 years for us this Wednesday as a network.
All right,
so
congrats.
Did that. Started off her show. We started off webcam on YouTube, but my show started off kind of more like a radio broadcast over the phone. We switched it over to being live where they can actually see us. And then Bree decided to switch it up on us this year and decided to combine us together, where we're now co-hosts together for the He Said What Network for She Said What. It's amazing. It's been inspiring. It's been interesting. It's been exciting.
We ain't even get started yet. Like, y'all ain't seen nothing. He won't let me run with scissors in my hand. But we're gonna get into that.
But I mean, it's real. I'm like honestly, like I said, this is her baby. It's definitely to help the Black community. Matter of fact, right now we do have some colleagues that are doing their show right now. One Mike and RG doing Simply Sports from 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till 9:30.
8 to 9:30.
8 to 9:30. So we got a lot of things in the works, a lot of new projects coming up. I'm excited. It's definitely something catered and geared towards the Black community to open dialogue and conversation. We do have a lot of Black podcasts that are out there. Some good, some not so much, some that have questionable topics or thought process, and we're trying to just bring the light, showing that there's actually capable Black people that are doing the work in the community to not just better themselves, but other families and Black people as a whole.
Amazing.
Go ahead, Alan Newman Jr. for president.
All right. All right.
Yes,
All right.
And she's the ultimate, and she is the ultimate hype girl. If you need a hype
Listen,
person, Bree's your girl. Now
I
her
got
hype may get you in trouble, but if you need a hype person, she your girl.
Listen, I ain't got nothing to do with what happens afterwards. I'm just gonna get you there. Now, what you decide to do, that's on you. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
I love it. I love it. So, Bree, tell the audience a little bit about the topics that you can get when you tune in.
Oh man. Okay, so depending on what day of the week you tune in, we cover everything from spiritual guidance, where we have Let's Connect with P's Intuition. She does oracle readings and live intuitive readings. So she is the real deal, Mrs. Cleo, but like she ain't got the fake accent, but she got the real information.
Calm
Um,
down.
Listen, and we're trying to get people so scared to just get up there and ask the question for free live. Like, I don't get it, but okay. We have Simply Sports, where 90% of the sports show is not about sports. So it's like the reverse. We entertain you through humor, through, just daily interactions, what you got going on. As RG says, if you have a favorite jump rope, a pair of sneakers that you grew up loving, the show is for you. So that, as my lovely co-host Alan mentioned, that's actually taking place right now. He said, what? Oh my goodness. So at the beginning of the year, when it was strictly just me doing He Said What, I would bring up one male Black guest, and I would ask him, I would give him some topics to choose from. So we were either talking about, are we still a village raising children in the community? We're talking about love and relationships. We're talking about growing up in a Black household, finance and credit awareness, being Black in corporate America. So those were some topics that we were discussing when we had that format. Now, though, we get into the nitty gritty, because I'm starting to notice that, the conscious conversations are great and we're reaching the right people, but we still have some people out there who need help when it comes to the way that they communicate with their fellow brother or fellow sister. So now we're talking about highly educated but stuck on stupid, how not to be emotionally slutty. I mean, the list goes on. This week, we're talking about, would you date the male or female version of yourself? Because you got
Well, first of all, the female version of myself would be quite awesome. I'm just saying. I'm just saying I would totally ask her out. As long as she didn't look like me with a wig on. But I felt like I had to answer that question. But no, those are great questions. And there was one topic too we talked about slightly in the pre-chat about if you have kids. If you don't have kids, can you even speak on what people should do with their kids or not? And look, I have strong feelings about it because I ain't got no kids.
Okay.
I ain't got no kids. I know, and I said it the way I meant to say it. But and I kind of felt low key y'all was talking about me, as one of those people who got a lot to say, about how people raise their kids. I'm gonna say this. I don't know if you've ever been somewhere enjoying whatever, it could be a family get together, it could be having dinner at a nice restaurant, and somebody's badass kids just running through the place like Bebe's kids, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you, right, I'll be honest with you, it is hard not to say nothing. It's hard. Or if you ever been on a plane and then you have that kid
Good night.
harassing you on the, and you want to throw him out the window so bad.
You know
Wait
what?
a minute.
You know what's funny?
Oh.
You know what's funny though? I have been graced that every time I have caught a flight and has been next to a child, I don't know if I just look like I'm not problematic, but I never get any issues. First of all, God is nice enough to have a melanated baby that sits next to me. So 9 times out of 10, I'm asleep, the baby sleep. My last flight, I guess the baby just thought I was entertaining, just stared at me the entire flight. Didn't say a peep, just looked. So I've never had that, but I do feel Kente about those bad kids in the restaurant, because I'd be like, yo, if that little kid comes past me, I'm about to stick my foot out that no one see, and I hope you bust your face. I'm gonna laugh. I'm that person. Your kid fall, I'm praying he fall. I'm praying he fall, because you should have been watching your kid. I'm that person. I'm praying your kid fall, because your kid should be running and ripping. First of all, Bree, you already know how I feel about these little crumb snatchers. These kids are mad expensive, doing damage everywhere they go. Little tyrants, little deviants that be doing whatever they want to do with no home training. And then some parents, and I won't say who they be, just be like, oh my God, he's so cute. No, your child is not. Your child look like a mashed potato, and they need to go sit down somewhere. No one got time. Not everyone think your baby cute. I'm just saying, not everybody think your baby cute. And people be running around like they got the cutest baby in the world, and really people be ready to put their hands on people's children because of how they be acting. Now, granted, Bree, you have a whole grown youngin, so it's different. Once you 15, 16, 17, I think it's a little different. But when you got them little yay high little people running around, that's a whole different conversation. And I don't have no kids, so I don't try and speak on no kids. I sure be like hoping the ancestors hear me when they start acting up and just be like, I need them to fall real quick.
Right. So, So I'm like the community auntie. If I see your kids acting up, I'm gonna act up with them. So, I'm gonna jack you up. That's just how I am. So I remember just being in the grocery store. I don't care if your kid is running around, you chasing your kid. I'm gonna be like, hey, didn't your mother tell you to go? And then I'm gonna scare them, and they're gonna run over there. And that's usually how I handle it. Or sometimes like I'm the person playing baby, because apparently just sitting in the seat ain't gonna work. Keep them quiet if it's a bad. So I'm gonna play with them. I it doesn't bother me, because sometimes the kids just need something to do, and it's like a lot of people don't socialize their kids properly, so they do act up. And because they're bored, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to act in social settings because they don't take the kids nowhere. And I think another reason why they act that way, and the reason why people don't like kids, is because we've become so unkid friendly in our society. Like, we don't want kids at restaurants. We don't want to see their ass at the park. You'd be like, it's toys out here for the kids, but I don't give a damn. I don't want to see no kids. People do they like, well, damn, like, people don't want to see kids anywhere, and I think that's a big problem. And because we leave kids at home, like, well, kids need to be at home. Well, they at home doing nothing. I mean, they need to get out and socialize and learn how to interact in public. You can't just be like, I don't want to see the damn kids. Get the kids away from me.
Oh my God! What kids are these? Damn kids.
Now, I will say those COVID babies are on another level, though.
Man,
those COVID babies, they actually on another level in the way they interact and everything. Now, if you put one of them next to me, I will deal with them. But if you talking about these other ones, nah.
COVID babies.
Man, no, it's a real thing, because I work with young people and they be having kids. It's a girl this baby was like 6 weeks standing up. I was like, what is this baby doing? Like,
oh hell no, that's an alien.
Like, climbing up, and like, I'm like, are you serious? The
that's
baby,
an alien.
I'm like, how?
And I think they're saying the reason why a lot of these COVID babies are like so developed is because, of course, during COVID they were stuck at home, especially if you had older siblings. Because I have a friend who has 3 kids and they have a 1-year-old. And he talked about the fact like their baby was doing stuff that he don't remember none of his kids doing when they were that baby age. But then he said his kids interact with their son so much that his son tries to do everything that they do. So I think if they have someone to interact with them, that helps with their development. But you are correct. It's a lot of stuff they don't have for kids anymore. Kids can't come to weddings. Kids can't come to nothing. It's like, yo, nah. If you about to go to a function and you got a kid, you got to figure out a babysitter to take care of them.
They just happy to be outside, if anything. Listen, I mean, and then you gotta understand too, the age group of the people that's having these kids. Like, they don't want nothing to do with their own kids. They gonna give you a laptop. You gonna have a cell phone. Hey, go get on YouTube. What is it, Roblox?
Yeah,
They're gonna
stop letting
sit
them
you in front of
raise your kid.
something. So I mean, I feel sorry for these kids. I sound like I'm the only one up here that got a kid. My son, I'm gonna tell you this though. My son 15. If you got to say something to him, then me and him gonna have a problem. Okay. If somebody got to say something to my child, now I don't need you putting your hands on the child now because now you're pushing it. Because some people who don't have kids do not understand what it's like to raise a child or understand the child's personality. So sometimes it's best to seek the parent. When you start putting your hands and grabbing on folks' kids, now you open up the doors for a fight. Now, unless you know
Yeah.
how to fight, or shoot, because some folks don't fight at all. They just go to the trunk and they pop that thing off. You can't be putting your hands on everybody's kids, and then you got to understand how was that person raised who's putting hands on your child? Because
That's true.
they could have been raised in a household where the mom and the father was beating on them, like domestic abuse, like you told Hoppo to beat me type. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can't be putting hands on people's kids unless you're willing to die for that situation because you
I'm
don't
a
know what the
designated
parents going
reporter.
through.
Do not put your hands on kids in my presence. But no, you don't have
No.
to. I don't even believe that you really have to like hit or put your hands on kids for real. Um, Most times, like even with my nieces and nephews, they already know. Auntie Keisha
Yeah,
don't play, so it's like, okay, jump on my couch again, Paw Patrol going off. Okay,
right.
you jump on the couch, Paw Patrol off.
Paw Patrol.
It's just the consequences. You have to have
Right.
boundaries and set consequences. And because I'm not your mama gonna be like, sit your tail down, sit down. I said sit down. Didn't I tell you to sit
Right.
down?
No.
No, you know it's going off. I don't. You can cry till your
Mm-mm.
heart fall out. I don't care, but Paw Patrol is off.
Yeah.
He
Now
looked
that
at me
makes
and
But
said,
sense.
"I
but
will."
listen
Yeah, no,
yeah.
that makes sense. The way they're raised, the way their parent is, plays a big part in it. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
yo,
like
Alex, you touch
I'm
my
not touching
child.
nobody kids. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go ahead, give a look, and go mind my business and find a place where that child is not. But I do
Yeah.
think it does play a part in how the parents raise their kids.
Mm.
Um, and that might be the biggest challenge, as Bree is saying. You have a lot of parents in a younger age bracket that they don't even want their kids, so
No,
they're
they're
quick to
like, you
push
can
their
have
kid
them.
to the back burner, and the child don't have any discipline and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that plays a part.
Yeah.
And then them little things. Have you dealt with a child that has no care in the world and like he's
Yes.
trying
Oh
to
Yeah.
yeah.
like be discreet,
Little
like,
Dexter.
okay, little John, I need it, and they just
Not
like, I don't
Dexter.
care what you
Yeah.
gotta say, like, and you just like, oh
That's
my
wonderful.
God,
Oh,
where your
let me
mama at?
let me talk to you. Let me whisper some of your like I will be.
Listen, listen. One thing that grinds my gears is to hear a child, a teenager, whoever, if you younger than me, and you cursing, and there's grown folks around you, especially the elderly, and you just swear, excuse me, we don't do that. No. We don't use that language. Because you know
Yeah.
what? You got some people that's afraid to say something to these kids. Now I ain't got to
Mhm.
put hands on you, but I'm gonna say something to you, and then I'm gonna go look for your mother, so your mother can check you or your father can check you. Because I don't care how old you are. The era that I was brought up in, you don't curse. You don't, first of all, you're not supposed to be cursing anyways. But if there's an adult around, especially someone that's older, like a grandmother or grandfather, ooh, you better just wait until they leave before you just let your words go. But you do not swear or be disrespectful in front of no adult whatsoever.
Yeah, they don't care.
These kids nowadays,
Oh
they
God.
knocking people out just because, just for fun, the knockout game.
Right. Now, now our show we normally talk about relationship issues. So I want to shoot some questions off to you
Oh
guys
Lord.
and get your thoughts. But before I get into that, shout out to Bree's background.
Oh, thank
Uh,
you.
that background's pretty dope. And if you look over to my left, her right, and you see the perfectly curated Keurig
You see it?
with the hand sanitizer too. I like that. That's a good touch. And you got the professional hookup. And
Hey,
yeah, and the
I,
coffee is on point right there. So all you got to do is just turn to your right and then
that's
make you a
it.
cup. And kudos. Oh, heck yeah.
They got a remote. Look.
Listen,
Oh.
this is for my little light thing, but it be acting up. It be acting up. Oh, there we go. Boom.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I just didn't want to do too much because it's
Oh
just
wow. I mean, yeah, shout out.
it's too
Man, you
much.
make a brother want to step his game up, his
Oh
background game up.
no, you're good.
So okay, we'll get to this question or this statement. This is complicated. Some kids have mental issues. Additionally, we're not trying to make parents we be better parents. We blame the kids. Kids are kids. Okay.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'll let
I
this
can see where
Jen.
you're
Say
coming
Shout,
no.
from.
You
shout,
about
most
to
shout
children,
out,
but
shout
no,
out
most children
that.
are diagnosed with mental health until they're like 15, 16.
Yeah.
So you can't really say that, and some people might say, oh, they may be neurodivergent or maybe they're ADHD or something like that.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, that's a really touchy subject. You really can't just say like they may be mental ill, but parents are, and their parents may be mentally ill too. You have to keep that in
Right.
mind because mental health runs through the mom. So
Mhm. I mean,
there's a lot
it
of
could be
things to
mental health,
address.
or it could just be the kid's an asshole.
Or,
You know.
yeah, or just could be that they just not
Uh,
trained, and
Kente,
that's
I
right.
get
just
a
another
vibe that
thing.
you've been traumatized by quite a few little kids, bro.
I have, and I'm tired of
So I get
it.
beat up on by little boys all the time, but I would
I'm
like
tired
if
of
your
it.
kid bite me or hit me,
I
I
was,
will hit and I will bite back.
Oh, see, yeah, we ain't doing no bite. You get popped in your
Uh,
mouth. We don't
yeah,
do
I
no
will
bite.
restrain the kid. I will restrain kids.
kids can be jerks too. It doesn't necessarily mean there's
They
a
say all
mental problem.
kinds of stuff. Yeah, I
So
mean, yeah,
all
I
right,
get
so
it.
all right, so here's the first question. This topic came up a couple of weeks ago on our show, and I really want to get you guys' thoughts on it. Um, okay, there's this whole thing about first dates, and the one thing about a first date, you hear a lot of brothers they want to do the coffee date, right? And hey,
Okay.
that's my joint too. So, and a lot of women are like, nah, that's a cheap date. Nah, you're gonna have to take me to Ruth's Chris, or get tacos on the moon or some bullshit. So,
Okay.
my question is, we're gonna start off with Bree. Are you okay with the coffee first date, or do you really want him to, you know, break out the Ruth's Chris or
This is a good
what?
question.
Alan, don't even try to, Alan. Please make me full screen. Make me full screen. Listen, I love frozen hot chocolate. I don't do coffee. I love frozen hot chocolate. We can definitely go on the first date and get some hot chocolate, get some drinks. We ain't even got to drink no alcohol. As a matter of fact, I don't want to drink alcohol on my first date because I want to see how you act. Because I don't need no excuses. I don't hear nothing about no. Oh, I had a few drinks. I'm sorry for what I said. No. Let's just talk sober. Guess what? I can take myself out to get a meal. I do that anyways. So a guy taking me to Ruth Chris or anything, I do that anyway. So that's no big surprise for me. You have people out there, men, women, who look for the meals. Like they will literally have a lineup Monday through Friday with someone taking them out for something to eat. That's not me because, listen, at the end of the day, we're spending my time. Forget your money. We're talking about my time. My time I cannot get back.
Yeah, it's called a foodie call.
A what?
A
A
foodie,
food?
a foodie call. Yeah,
Instead of a booty call, I'm with
right,
you. I can rock with
right.
that. Sometimes you want to eat.
So
I mean,
yeah. I'm sure a lot of us guys have been victims of the foodie call, uh, whether we know it or not. It's probably happened to us and didn't even realize it until maybe too late. So, what about you, Alan? What do you feel like? Is a coffee date cool, or should a guy, if he really is interested in a girl, should he really, make that extra effort and take her, somewhere more than coffee?
Come on, Alan.
First of all, for the guys who are running into these like foodie dates, I guess my question is, what kind of conversation are they having with them? Um, for me, it doesn't matter, and it's very interesting. I actually had just went on a date, um, and the young lady and I, we went and had tacos, and she literally was like, "Yo, usually the first date I go, I don't expect the guy to pay." I was like, "You sure?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, bet." Um, I've been on coffee dates. Ironically, I know a lot of business women that are okay with coffee dates. So when I hear that there's a lot of women that aren't for it, it kind of does throw me for a loop, because I know quite a few women who are cool with that, because that initial date, you try to see exactly if you guys are going to be able to work out, if it's interesting. I feel like, I mean, if you want to take her to Ruth Chris, I mean, that's on you. You balling like that and want to do that and you want to splurge, that's fine. But I also know you need to date within your means and date within your budget. I'm not about to sit here and try and ball all out to make you think I'm something else, and then I got my lights are off at my place. We ain't about to do that.
Yes.
We ain't about to
That
do
I can roll with.
so we ain't about to do all of that. But I do think the challenge could be having that conversation. And then I've also learned it's who you are attracted to. Sometimes we keep dating the ones that we're like, oh my God, they're this, they're that. That's, you're attracted to that person, and unfortunately you keep going after them. Sometimes one thing I've learned as you get older, your taste should evolve on your interactions with people.
Amen.
So that's how I look at it. I was in a situation where and I think I've told Bree about this. When I was in college, I was head over heels for this girl. Head over heels. Everyone in school knew I was head over heels for this chick. And we tried to make it work. It didn't work. 10 years later, we kind of reconnected. And we went on a date, and like literally we started after the first 2 dates, I was like, yo, we're definitely not on the same field that I was hoping we would be on. And I had to let her know, I was just like, yeah, the way I am right now isn't the way I was 10 years ago. So she was still more about the whole party life and everything. And I'm just like, nah, I'm trying to settle down and stuff like that. So sometimes you got to take that L and be like, yeah, this wasn't it. Because when I dated her 10 years ago, and I'll never forget, my mom looked at me, she said, Alan, do not splurge on this girl while you're still trying to figure out. Did Alan listen? No. Alan splurged, went all out, and then when decided to make it official, nah, Alan, I just felt like you're a really good friend. That's a safe space for me to be able to hang out. And it was just like, okay, I took that L. Sometimes you gotta take that L and just learn better from it. But I like Bree said, I'm not a coffee person, but if you want to go to a place where we can sit, talk, drink coffee, have hot chocolate, something like that, I'm down. Even ice cream. Shoot, walk around and have ice cream. People watch.
I'm trying to see if you got a tick, if you crazy or something.
Yeah. I need to make sure you ain't gonna spaz and smack me by mistake because you had a flashback from the last dude you was at.
Right.
Like, I'm just saying. So
I think that people, like you were saying, that people need to date inside their their pay grade, you know. So I mean, like if you already at the Roof Chris and you meet somebody, whatever, and you want to take them back to Roof Chris, that's fine. But a coffee date is still cool. Maybe you go to a little upscale coffee house. There's different grades of coffee houses. So I mean, it makes sense to me. Like you said, like guys sometimes, like, or even women, your attraction should evolve over time. So if you're attracted to people who take their dates out to Roof Chris or wherever restaurant, a high end restaurant you can think in, even though Roof Chris ain't really that high end, but and they pre-cook their steak. Don't eat there. No. They have a factory. I went there in Chicago and I was appalled. I would never eat Ruth Chris again. But
I'm gonna change this name to Ruth Chris Exposed.
Yeah.
But no, it's like you have to date inside the bracket. I mean, if you don't live somewhere, a certain type of place, you don't live a certain type of life where you eat Ruth Chris on a daily bracket basis, like my personal driving client who's a millionaire who spends $400 on a meal a night, then you probably should not just be trying to go to Ruth Chris. You have to date what's inside my pay grade. Doggy. I mean, yes, I like to go to Ruth Chris or the Top Steakhouse is my favorite. You know, I like to ball out every now and then, but you can't just be expecting that from just like, especially on a first date. I don't even know you, and you want me to spend like $200-300 on a meal? Like that's crazy.
I better be getting some. Listen, somebody drop them draws. Somebody.
And you also know what I think another issue is, and I think men have to be completely honest with this. All right, there are women that are business-minded women that are making mad money that really do not care about how much you make.
Yep.
They literally are looking to make sure you're responsible, you are taking care of yourself, you are not late on your bills. If you're doing all of that, they really don't care. I really feel like we're making it a lot harder than it should be when it is. Now, don't get me wrong. You have some women, they just like, this is where I'm at, pay scaling, so I'm not going to deal with you. But you do have a lot of women that are willing to deal with you if you're putting in the work and you're not going to sit there and cause them to look a certain way. Bree, I'm not even sure if I want you to
Wait a minute. When you say putting in the work, what do you mean?
So
putting in the work,
okay.
in the bedroom?
No.
Oh,
First of all, that's Bree. That's Bree. So I ain't going there. But when I'm saying put in the work, I mean, for one, okay, let's call it spade a spade. Right now, a lot of women, especially Black women, are looking for men that emotionally, mentally, spiritually mature, and financially mature. So a lot of them, and I've noticed this. I just laughed the other day. I saw someone post up her boyfriend. I ain't gonna lie, she bad, and I saw him, and I just was like, But then, as she was talking about him, she was naming all the things that he does, all the things that she requires. And one thing I've learned, women aren't as superficial about their guys as we make them out to be. If you can make a Black woman feel safe, she noticed that you are responsible, you're always trying to build and evolve yourself, and you have a game plan for not just you, but her as well. A Black woman is not really going to care about your pockets as much as we make it out to be. And then let's be honest, kids, some of our brothers ain't got much in their pockets to begin with. So I've seen dudes with like
okay, you know what? Let me pull out what's in my pocket.
What's in my wallet?
Nice.
Pull out that black card.
All right. Well, these pants is a bunch of lint, but that's not the point. That's not the point. Okay.
And I've been known to be the one. My friends have told me that I wanted to be the prettiest person in the relationship. So I don't. To me, you can be fine. To me, and that's all that matters. I don't necessarily have to date the most, physically attractive guy. He doesn't have to be, beautiful. But my husband ain't ugly. he ain't got that.
Okay, bro. Go ahead.
Now his wife, on the other hand. But that's not important. That's not the important to me. And what was important to me is that the list that I wrote out, which was the characteristics of a husband, did not include what he looked like. It did not include how much he had in his bank. It was like, do you love your family? Do you love God? Do you love how do you things, how he's going to treat me, how you going to make me feel. And I got what I wanted plus more, and I'm really grateful for that, because you can't buy character, you can't buy faithfulness and loyalty, you can't buy any of those things, and those are not what's important. The things that are superficial, that's going to fade over time. I didn't gain probably about 50 pounds like since we've been married. Like I didn't gain over the winter. So, he's still here. He like, it's okay, baby. I like it. So I'm like, but no, it's got to go back off. But, that kind of stuff fades after a while. And it's not the things that's going to sustain your relationship as you grow. So.
Okay, so let's talk about it then. What are some of the most important characteristics that you guys look for in mates? And be honest, don't say the thing that makes y'all look like y'all y'all just salt of the earth people.
Shut up, Alan.
All right, we'll start with Bree. What are you really looking for, Bree?
First of all, I'm sorry, this gonna sound shallow. I'm not a shallow person. Sorry, not
She
sorry.
is, but
I like what I like. Shut up, Alan. Teeth. I love teeth. I love nice teeth. I had some teeth missing back in the days, and I spent 6 G's in my mouth to have this nice, beautiful smile. So I know if I can do it, he can too. Okay. Now that's the shallow part of me. But for me, if he has children, are you present in your kids' lives? Like, are you there, or were you just a donor? Or are you going to give me the sob story of, my baby mama, she don't be letting me see my kids? Are you fighting to see your kids now? Are you trying to see your kids? I have questions because I have a son. So I don't want to get with someone who's irresponsible and not standing up for their children and their role as the father, are you financially aware and stable? Are you able to take care of your own bills, or are you looking for me to help you out? Because then that's when we may, we may have to fall out, because I have to take care of me and my son. I'm not going to look for a man to take care of me. If a man wants to step in and do so, hey, you're more than welcome to do so. But I'm not going to require you to do so, because I feel like this is my responsibility. And until we get married and we become one and we become a family, you don't have to worry about all it. Worry about yourself. Make sure that you have a roof over your head. Make sure that you have transportation. I used to say, if a guy was taller than me, I still kind of like guys taller than me, so I'm not gonna fall back on that one. Do you want more children? That matters to me. I want another child. I can't get with someone who's like, I don't know. That means no. I'm not about to sit here and play these reindeer games back and forth. Can you be loyal? Are you loyal? Are you a loyal person? Are you a respectful person? Like, are you going to have me looking like Boo Boo the Fool in the streets? So, to me, that's the most important. And then, as long as you're not an atheist, I can deal with whatever your religious belief is. But atheists, I just can't. I'm sorry, but I just.
It's funny. That's one of the questions too.
What did Richard Pryor say? You got
that was
to
one.
be
That was one of the
somewhere.
questions. But I have to make a observation, Bree.
Yes.
Do you have another career as a conductor?
As a conductor,
Because when you talk,
I'm very dramatic, animated.
Animated.
No, I don't know. I get excited. I like to talk.
you're conducting over there. I love it though.
Mm-hmm. That's her.
She talks with her hands, huh?
Yes. But does it sound funny, Alan?
No, nothing.
Yeah, no, that's just my list. So I try not to be extensive, because everything else is going to fall into place. Even just the attraction. If I have somewhat of a attraction to you, then you're going to end up being like the most handsomest guy in the world when I fall in love with you, because I'm going to see beyond your physical. I'm going to see the qualities. I'm going to see how you make me feel. And like Mosaic said, you're checking off the list when it comes to the characteristics. That's what matters, because the physical will always change. You see it, you can tell when a dude is in a relationship and he is happy, because he does what? He puts on weight. And that's just how it is. You get comfortable. That's okay. So that's my list. I don't ask for too much.
No, not at all. No, that's a good list. That's a good list. What about you, Alan?
I'm not really picky, to be honest. Height doesn't matter. Like, I just need to make sure when I wake up in the morning, I'm not going, ugh. Like, I just don't want that. Being 6'4", height's not an issue for me. Not really. It's here or there.
Would you date a white woman, Alan?
Huh?
Would you date a white woman, a non-Cocoa Puff?
Bree, you just be a straight messy. Be a straight messy. So, not to offend anybody who's listening, and like I said, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. If you ain't chocolate, if you're not mocha, if you're not caramel, it's not.
What if you Alicia Keys color?
Huh?
What if you like Alicia Keys color?
You know what's funny? I actually don't think Alicia Keys is not attractive to me, just like I don't think Beyonce is attractive to me. Now Rihanna is bae. I don't know why she's playing around like she about to go and marry this dude and have his baby. So Rihanna is bae. Fix your face, Bree.
You said Alicia. You picking Rihanna over Alicia Keys?
I don't find Alicia. First of all, is this supposed to be my taste or your taste? This is exactly what be getting people in trouble. They be listening to their friends. Oh my God, He's not that attractive.
First of all, I
You
ain't
need to
even
go
saying
get
like
what's
that.
his
Now you
name.
got me sounding like a ghetto
Yo,
Bonquisha.
because
Oh my God.
I'm glad you did that, because that's literally what be getting people in trouble in relationships. They let their friends dictate who they gonna get with. No, man, it's my spotlight. Can I finish?
Hold on. Kente, I feel threatened. He keep going like this to me.
Oh man, that's funny.
Man.
That is funny.
I mean, I get the whole certain look, like you can't look
I
like I
can't.
don't
So for
Neo.
me, the most important things for me, I think the most important things for me, being a PK, being that my mom is a pastor, you definitely have to have a relationship with God. I definitely need you to understand that. I also need to understand that the responsibilities I have since my dad passed has changed at our church. I also need people to understand that I am big on, I see a therapist twice a month. So I need to understand and see how you feel about therapy. I need to see how you feel about being financially literate, being emotionally literate, spiritually literate. I need to know those kind of stuff. First of all, Alan's about to knock on 38. I can't keep playing these games with people chilling, and then I gotta relearn somebody else. No one got time for that. No one got time for that. When it comes to kids, I want kids, but it's not one of those, it's the end of the world if I don't have kids, just because I kind of look at how everything is going on in a society, and that's going to be a lot of work to bring a little person to a world, an environment where the way things are looking right now, it's just like that might not be the flex it is. And then you just have to be someone. My biggest thing is you got to be able to make me laugh. If you can make me laugh, it's a wrap. But like, I don't really have too many things. Like I tell everybody, I'm the first one to be like, I can't tell no woman how she's supposed to be, because there's some things she may not like about me. So, I mean, if I'm happy, one thing I've learned, because everyone talks about red flags, you have to figure out what you're going to be okay to deal with your person. Because sometimes we say red flags, and immediately you hear red flag, you think it's something big. Like, oh my God, he's an abuser. Your red flag could be, and this was something my mom and my dad dealt with early in their marriage. Your red flag could be when he brushes his teeth, he leaves the film on the mirror, and he goes about his business. And that may drive you insane. That may be your red flag. Are you willing to deal with that? Right. Your red flag could be your person isn't the best person when it comes to cleaning. You was in a militant household where you had to clean top to bottom. Are you okay with the fact that you may have to do that with your spouse? Like, sometimes we say red flags are these big conglomerate things, and they're small stuff. Sometimes it's the little stuff that you got to decide, are you willing to deal with? Now, if he beating you like a drum, or you heard he's fighting or she's fighting, I'm a lover, not a fighter. You're not putting your hands on me. Not happening. So I don't care how fine you are. I'm not about to deal with that. So I just think it depends on what you're okay with. With me, if she's melanin and a little thick, a little thick, I'm cool. I'm cool. A little thick. You see, I dropped that a couple of times. A little thick.
About that red flag thing. So when I hear people say red flags, like they were joking about it on Facebook, like, making it like kind of superficial things, like, oh, he put the toilet paper on the roll wrong, that kind of stuff. I got that as jokes too. To me, red flags are kind of serious, because like, and they can be small, but the small things, like, okay, we're going out to, let's say we are on a date or something, and somebody comes up and asks you a question, just ask you, or maybe they say the waiter or whatever, but they didn't ask me what I want, and they walk away, and you're okay with that. So it's like, I'm just using this example, just come on top of my head. That could be, you're not considering me. And so, and if you continue to do that, that's like a red flag to me. Like, oh, you're kind of selfish, or just simple things. Like, some things you have to watch for in abusers. Like, I'm like, no, I didn't felt like that before. You trying to control me. So I think that it's important to really focus on, like, if you've noticed little things that could lead into bigger things. But I mean, somebody leaving the toilet paper on the road the wrong way is not really a red flag. That's a pet peeve. Like, my husband does a lot. My husband's African. I'm talking about straight off the boat from Africa. So there's a lot of things that he does that I could have been divorced him for a long time ago. Like, why would you put the ketchup next to the milk? I mean, just, But it's things like my husband does, like he drives me absolutely nuts. And so to not fight about it, my thing is this, like he'll go in the kitchen and I'll be like, oh, I love my husband. And he'll be like, what I do? Because he knows he's
Oh,
done something. Or he's Muslim. So you have to wash, you have to do the wudu before you pray. Okay. In Senegal, they got porcelain bathrooms. I'm talking about floor to ceiling tile. In America, we got drywall, tile in the shower. On the
Mhm.
floors, like maybe some linoleum or laminate or whatever kind of floor you got. My husband got water every damn where. And I be like, oh my God, like, can you please just there's a tough, I have boatload of things that I could be really angry with him about, but I
right.
choose, just like you said, you have to choose what you are willing to deal with. And, sometimes you be like, you know what, he might put the toilet paper on the roll backwards, but I signed up for that.
Yeah.
And that's
Dang, I
how I
didn't
deal.
realize y'all really be spazzing about the toilet paper being put on backwards.
Man, and the toilet seat being
Oh
up.
nah, I know. Yeah, you need
Or
that.
water on the
Yeah.
toilet seat. In my case, because we use bidets, I'm probably the only one who uses tissue in the house, but but it's like a bidet. But yeah, don't leave water on the seat, even though I know it's clean. I don't want to sit in it. Ugh,
That
that's
makes
gross.
sense. No, that makes sense.
We have a couple of good questions from the chat. Real quick, do you guys have
Ooh.
any age preferences?
My husband 10 years younger.
Wow. Okay. Ooh, okay.
That's a double standard.
I don't have no preference.
That's a double standard. Because if a guy says that, then it's like, you know,
I think it's different though. Sometimes, like you said, for guys, but like I mean, it's the same. Be the same for women too. I mean, I could say if I was like 20 years younger, I mean, still like that's kind of pushing it. That man would be like
Yeah.
22.
Ooh,
Like
girl.
yeah, that's kind of
You
that's
can't do
kind of
nothing
like
but
I
him but
waited for
burp
you.
him. Burp
hey,
him
But
like
there's
a
some
baby.
men,
he grown.
yeah, but there's some men
Ain't
who
grown enough.
actually watch little girls and wait till they are of a legal age to
Groom
talk
him.
to them, and that's
Now
creepy.
that is weird. Like I feel
Okay,
like that's really
but
weird.
to me though, that's an extreme though. Like to go to that,
But it happens a lot,
I mean,
Kente.
it happens, but I think we can all agree that those are bad. So I like to stay in the park of that's not like creepy or
That's what's
illegal,
normal.
right? Because I mean, we could say some wives stab their husbands for leaving the toilet up.
I might have almost
That's
done that
probably on
before.
Lifetime. I'm sure it is.
If you've
Uh,
never fallen in the side of a toilet in the middle of the night trying to go to the bathroom because some irresponsible person has let the toilet seat up,
why didn't if y'all have women's intuition, why didn't that women intuition kick
you
in
you know what?
for you to,
I hope you leave the toilet seat up and fall in it one night. I just said there was somebody on Facebook that said the man actually did that. And he said when his butt touched the water, he was like, "Who's there?" He said he knocked everything off the thing because he couldn't believe. He was like, "I would never ever leave the toilet seat up ever again in life." He was like, "Cause I swear somebody had pushed me in the water and did it on
He said, "Who's there?"
hilarious? That's funny. What
I'm
about you,
glad
Bree?
it's
Any
never happened to me. So
age?
yeah, I was definitely raised at a young age, being in a household with the mom and the sister. Dad made sure
I
make
be
sure you got
trying,
that
Ryan. I
toilet
be
down when you
trying.
use the bathroom.
Uh,
Um.
do you have any
So
age?
for me, I mean, it just depends on the purpose. Is he a cuddy buddy? Because if he a cuddy buddy, he got to at least. Let me see. I'm 39, so he got to at least minimum be like 29. Like the
See,
old women say, with a strong back.
Bree be over
Right.
here acting up. I knew. You know what?
You gotta have a
I'm just
strong back
saying.
and strong arms. You gotta be able
Strong.
to lift
That's
all
it.
the time.
And have stamina. If it's just for sexual purposes, then I will go 29. It's the youngest. I don't want nobody older than me because listen, you ain't about to 3 pump me to death and that's it. So we're gonna say 29 to like 34, 35 if it's cuddy buddy purposes. Relationship wise, I want someone that's around my age range, so I'm gonna say 37 to like 40, 41. That's it.
Dang.
Yeah, it's real narrow.
You're right.
Jeez, man.
Oh, vegan, you got a strong back. Okay, listen. You're not in your 40s, so I don't know. But yeah, that's my age preference.
That's
Shut up,
hilarious.
Alan.
That's hilarious.
And also, the brand Savant, he's a great father too.
Is he really?
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Look at her up here promoting you up here, Brand. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be on the show next week. He's yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so what about you, Alan? Any age preferences?
Not really. So the joke I've been giving everybody is I am, and it's funny because I have a couple of friends that are on here, especially Miss Williams, who asked the question. I tell everybody I'm in my billing stage. So your mama may come across me wrong, your aunt may come across me wrong, your sister may come across me wrong. So I mean, I would say like 43, 43, 44. And I probably would say like 30, 32, 33. But the thing is, I have a lot of older women that approach me, so I don't know. The way society's acting, it depends on the mood. I just may have to go ahead and end up being a sugar baby.
Well, Alan,
baby.
please tell me, Alan, you're not dating no aunties.
I mean, some of these aunties look our age, so you're not gonna know until you sit there and you find out from the family she a whole auntie. I mean, like, it is what it is. She wants a strong back, brother. She wants a strong back.
Just saying, listen.
Oh my goodness, I can't.
But all joking aside, like honestly, like 43, 32. I may push it at like 31. The only reason like I'm kind of wavering on it because I'm still not 100% decided if I am fully invested into not having children or if I do. So being that you understand how society and the healthcare is with Black women, I'm very self-conscious when it comes to dating women who are older and they may want kids because that is definitely a concern that has to be looked at. So
can I ask you this question? Are you an only child?
No, I'm the oldest. My sisters were 6 years apart.
Oh, okay. The reason why I asked that is sometimes when you're an only child, there's more pressure on you to have a child, whether you want one or not. So,
you make a valid point because my
and you're only male, right?
Yeah, my mother has started before my dad passed. He started talking about grandkids left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right. I'm ready to have mini Newmans running around. Mom wasn't so much about grandkids. Mom didn't want kids to begin with, so mom was like, "I don't care. I ain't watching them. They not mine." Since dad has passed, she has started mentioning, "I think I'm ready for you and Patricia to have kids. Like, Alan, when are you going to do this?" So, like, sometimes I have to also put that in perspective. And I told him, you ain't about to pressure me to go in debt because I'm raising somebody you ain't going to take home that I got to take home when you tired of playing with them. So we'll see. So, yeah. But the pressure is there, especially when nobody in the family has kids. So, yeah, the pressure is definitely there.
Yeah. All right. So she has another great question as well. Salary expectations. Let's start with you, Alan, first, because we never talk about some guys actually. Me, I don't like broke women, so I've dated enough of them. So I don't want your money. I just want you to have money.
She said I dated enough of them.
All right. So it's not just women that don't like broke. You don't have to be rich. Just don't be broke.
Yeah, so, salary expectations. I live in Florida, so you guys already heard that Florida's getting their butt owned right now when it comes to income and everything. For me, I don't really have a salary expectation because of what I make. So as long as it's feasible for both parties, because I always tell everybody, if you get married and I make 50, you make 50, we put that together, you got 100. So if I'm making 65, 70 and she's making 65, 70 or even 4, I mean, as a married couple, you put that together, you're in a different tax bracket. So it's never been an issue for me when it's come to financial status. At the end of the day, my only concern is, do I have to worry about the fact while we're dating, are you getting hit with an eviction notice every month saying you need to get this paid, or you about to get kicked out, or you getting a notice about your car going to get repoed because you're not sitting there making the payments? Like, that's what I need to know. I need to understand if you're budgeting right. Because you have some people that are making 70 and can't budget worth anything. And you got some people that are making 30 and 40. My dad's a prime example. We were talking about pay scaling one time, and he was like, I did not know you made this much money. And I was like, that's not a lot of money. And he was like, I've never made that much ever in my life. And I was like, Dad, and how did you take care of 2 kids and mom? And he was like, learning a budget. And when I say he never made it, like, he's never made over 42 ever. Wow. Ever. And I was like, hey, how did you do that, sir? Because, baby, I be looking sometimes like I want to smack you and mom and say, y'all ain't have to bring me into this world if I knew the struggle was going to be this bad. So I really believe it just depends on their financial literacy. To me, it doesn't matter how much they make. I think it's more of a personal preference that you have to have a conversation about. But like I said, you have people who make 60 that can't budget, and you got people who make 40 and 30 and they budget better than other people. So now that's for me. That's for me. Miss Bree is very upscale. So Bree is going to be sitting there like, you better be bringing that cash money. Let me stop.
Cash money.
Real quick, this is Ryan, who's going by Brand Savant today.
Hey, what's going on?
Yes.
That's Brand with the strong back.
Yeah.
See?
Hilarious.
Hot mess.
Hilarious. All right. So financial. What's the deal with you, Bree? Does the brother gotta have gotta be balling out of control?
No, he ain't. He gotta be controlling his balling. If anything, like, just be able to support yourself. Like, for me, I pay attention to dudes who they go out and they buy jewelry and they buy shoes and I want to get this car, and I'm just looking at it like, but do you need it? Like, if push wants to come to shove and we have to, like, if we're struggling, are you going to be thinking about the next pair of Jordans that's coming out or the next PS6 that's coming out?
You're going too far. You're going too far.
Lord.
I need my shoes.
Pairs of Jordans as a gift to myself because I hit a budget.
But you also got the thirst trapping F-boy car too, okay? And you're in Florida.
First of all, y'all better stop disrespecting people who have Chargers. We are not F-boys. Leave us alone. We are just as innocent and mild-mannered as everybody else.
I mean, is it a Hellcat or is it a regular Charger?
Huh?
Is it a Hellcat or is it a regular Charger?
I was not about
to he got a corporate job. If he had a Hellcat,
it would be different if you had a Hellcat.
I know you're not talking Miss Bicycle Barbie.
Ooh,
Are we gonna talk?
He called you Bicycle Barbie?
Because I got a motorcycle.
We gonna have that conversation?
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Wow.
In the name of He Said What Network, I do what I got to do.
I could see Bree on the on the motorcycle. I can see.
Yes.
Yeah, she be letting everyone know that she got them on. You know, anyway, answer the question, Bree. Sorry.
I was trying to. You're here telling all the business. So, listen, as long as he is able to make sound decisions with his money, to me that matters. So he can have a whole bunch of money. He can have a little bit of money. I ain't gonna sit here and lie and say it don't matter because it matters. But if you got a lot of money and you're wasteful, you're not investing, you're not saving, you're going on trips left and right, but you don't have nothing to show for it as far as in your bank account. That's what I'm looking at, because when two become one, we're both sharing that same account or sharing a account. So I need to make sure that I can rely on you, because at the end of the day, you the man of the house, right? You the King Kong, right? I need to make sure that I can depend on you if I need to, when I need to.
No, Ryan. Have you ever ran a credit check on a woman you dated?
No, I should. No, but you can always tell. You can always tell by. You can always tell by. Hold on, sorry. You can always tell just by the way they roll, and what they value. I have a lot of, a few of my best friends are quite wealthy, and we grew up together. That even my clients and the people that I associate myself with, you can always tell people that, live a lavish lifestyle. I even teach my son how to recognize it because, he's like, "Oh, Dad, look at this girl. She's flexing like in a car in a BMW." I'm like, "How do you know? How do you know?" Like a lot of people. You ever look at those Visa commercials and they're like flying on like a magic carpet and shit? Only Visa can do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it only Visa can do those magical things. Like, but for me, I'm very like I read this book called The Millionaire Next Door, and that book is about just being able to just walk like a normal person, living in middle class neighborhoods, but holding on to a lot of wealth. It's just different mentality that everybody has the ability to become a millionaire. They just have to know how to spend their money wisely and know where to live, right? Because if you're living in a rich neighborhood, then you got to keep up with the Joneses. But if you live in a poor neighborhood or a middle class neighborhood, then you don't got to keep up with anybody. So that's the mentality that I've been on. And so you can always just tell with how people spend their time. Like, do they cook at home? Or are they always eating out? Like, have you looked, like, when you eat out all the time, like that's $1,000 a month that people just go through when they're eating takeout.
I think I said this on a past show. When I'm at the grocery store, and when I'm single, and I'll see in a woman's cart if she got a bunch of what's them things called, Angry Man. What's that brand?
Hungry Man.
Hungry
The
Man.
Hungry Man.
Yeah. I call it Angry Man. If I see a bunch of those, I'm like, no, can't do it. If she's rocking the microwave dinners, I got a crazy story about that. But
I'm glad to know I'm not the
Well,
only one that
question,
judges people's
Kente.
shopping carts.
So would you expect who you're dealing with to be a cook?
Heck yeah. And look, I'm great.
It's Kente, he's a caveman.
I'm great, right?
What do you cook?
I'm like an expert in the kitchen. I used to have a food business, but no, yeah, I believe in gender roles. I believe in all of that. So yeah, she got to be able to cook, and I can't stand when a woman brags about she can't boil water. Oh, it's disgusting.
What?
So yes, she'll be like, "Oh, I can't boil water."
Who
I'm
out
like,
here bragging like that, trying to get a husband?
see, wait, have you been
A
to
lot
LA?
of these young chicks.
In LA, it's an epidemic. I live in Los Angeles.
I
So
didn't cook. I had a cook.
right,
Oh my god.
So or they want to they want you to they want to be a housewife without the housewife part. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a maid. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I want to be a housewife without the house part. I have no problems with that. Okay.
So you just
So
looking
please,
for a
maid me,
roommate.
please. Maid
You
me.
know
I
what?
will cook, but maid me,
It's
please.
funny because I'm not like the top chef, but I can read, and I tell everybody if you can read, you can cook.
Amen. That's what I say. That's my line. That's my
for
line.
me, I like to cook. So for me, it's nothing for me to be like, yeah, if my lady comes over, I'll cook. I'll throw something together. And then I just like to eat too. So like I got to know how to cook. I just like to eat. So I was just wondering about that because you mentioned the Hungry Man thing. Because I feel like, and the ladies can correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you're running into a lot more women though who are not proficient in the kitchen compared to women of old. Like now when you find out, it's like, oh, you can cook? Nah. And you're like, okay, I'm not really surprised you can't cook. But then if
and you're in the
South,
like,
yeah,
right?
cook. You're like, oh, you can cook? She's like, yeah. I'm like,
yeah, here in Florida.
You're in the South. Well, kind of the South, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, the kids that I work with, they're 18 to 24. A lot of them don't know how to cook. So when I do cook, because I cook in my office quite a bit, so they'll come in. Can you show me how to make greens? Can you show me how to make cabbage? Or so I do run into those that want to know how to. I'm like, cause how you gonna eat? You can't eat chicken nuggets and
And
Well,
hot
for
dogs and
when did you
stuff.
know for
hot dogs every
Uh,
day. You can't
you
do
know,
it.
it's funny. As guys out here in LA, we have this fantasy of Midwestern and Southern women that they're you come home and they got the little flower, on there, you know, the apron, and they tell you go ahead and wash up, honey, because we don't get that out here. So,
Wait, who made y'all think that happens down here?
Right.
because because it's the South, right?
What's that got to do with
That
anything?
might
So,
happen in my house.
so we figure
I
like
mean,
there's a pitcher of sweet tea waiting for you. There's a porch swing, right? Of course, right?
oh my
What?
goodness.
But
I
I
mean,
Now
found
you need to go to the country South. You need to go to places like South Carolina and stuff like that. If you talking about that's what you trying to get, you ain't about to get that in
Mississippi,
Orlando.
I mean, it's
Mississippi.
hard working as a woman and being
Yeah.
like, and then trying to come home and cook. Because even sometimes I struggle. And like Brandon, like Ryan mentioned, he was like, you see how I feed my husband. I cook a lot. I do. I cook a lot. And so, but it's hard some days. Like I'm tired and I'll come home and I stay with my dad now too. So it's like, okay, what we gonna do to dinner today? Now I really need to get back into planning out what I'm going to cook because it's a lot. Like you work 8 hours and you come home and then you gotta cook and it take me to about dinner ain't done to about 7 or 8.
There was
Child.
there,
That's
there was
That's a
there was a
lot.
controversy once on this show. I think this was right before you came on, Mosaic, and where we were talking about things that guys would like, in a woman, and I was talking about the idea of you're feeling bad, you're sick. This is pre-COVID, and you come home, or your woman is like, I'm gonna make soup for you, and like really look after you, right, when you're not feeling well, right? That's nurturing, right? And the women in our chat room was like, well, does she have to make it? Can she just get some Campbell's
You gonna
soup?
get some
Like,
Campbell.
Huh?
But you know what? You know what's funny, Kente, too? It 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 comes down to what you have seen growing up.
uh-huh.
That's true.
So when you mentioned about the whole cooking, my sister and I coming up, it was
Mhm.
not unusual for us to see dad cook. It was not unusual to see dad clean. It was not unusual to see dad do the laundry. It was not unusual to see him do that stuff. And on top of that, deal with us with our schoolwork and tell him, Mom, you take a break. You don't have the kids all day. Let me go ahead and cut in. So I think it also depends on how you came up. So that's why for me, cooking and cleaning is not a big deal to me. It's not a deal breaker to me. But if you're in a household where you're not seeing that, it's going to be foreign to you. Because so imagine if I get with somebody who was never shown none of that stuff. They were used to you cater to them. That'll probably be a shell shock to me because in my parents' relationship, it was a partnership. It was an organic partnership where they worked together as a unit. Not all is on one person, all is on another person. My parents were big on teaching my sister and I that your partner, whatever your weaknesses are, they should be able to cover your weaknesses and vice versa.
Right.
So I do believe in today's generation, not
Uh-oh.
God said
Yeah.
nope. Cut his
Hey,
mic off.
coming up
Let it
difficult when it
go.
comes to certain stuff.
mm,
And
well,
then also, once again, communicate. It like I respect what Kente's saying. Like I know right now there's probably some young lady talking about, nah, he over here want me to be a slave. No, he just said he wants somebody that's going to cook and clean. You just have to have that conversation because there are women that are out there that want to do that. Just like there's men out there that want to be that guy that does everything.
great question. Stephanie Taylor says, if you believe in gender roles, what do you believe the man's role
Oh,
to
Miss
be?
Taylor.
And
Go ahead, Miss Taylor, with that
Oh
question.
and
Lord.
I think I really believe in the man's role to be the leader and the head of the household. Not to say that it's a dictatorship, but you can't spell dictator without the first part of the word. So
You
What?
know what? I
But
cannot.
you know what? We ain't even
It's
getting the
so
case, so
over.
that means we ain't
and
even getting the
one
full
gender got it
thing.
and the other gender don't. But what I'm saying though is I really do believe in, I believe that as the man that you are the head of the household, you are the chief protector, you are the grand poobah, and you should take that very serious. So I do definitely believe in that.
Sure.
So I feel like you shouldn't do all those things for a guy that is not gonna is not gonna take his role as the man in the house serious. So I definitely do believe that. But there's certain things that if we're upstairs in the bedroom and there's a noise downstairs, I'm not going to hand her the bat and tell her to go figure it out. It's
But
not
how
happening.
often does that happen, though?
It depends on what neighborhood you live in.
Right. That's the whole
Wow.
truth.
That's true.
That's the whole truth.
But I'm just using that as an example, though. So and then I'm not going to have my woman out there mowing the lawn and all that kind of stuff. This is just not going to happen. So I dated a plumber, a woman who was a professional plumber, and I had a plumbing issue, and I would not let her do it. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't let her do it.
My husband comes from a land of gender roles, but he's more progressive in the way he thinks, even though I still stand on grounds when it comes to certain things. Like, I don't think I should ever have to touch trash.
No,
I
you
don't think
shouldn't.
that I should ever have to cut grass, even though I like
You
cutting
shouldn't.
grass.
You
I like to
shouldn't.
cut the grass. Cutting grass is therapeutic. Uh, but my husband can be a bit lazy, and in Senegal, they are. They just kind of lay around, and boys would go outside and play, and girls are in the house cooking, cleaning, washing, you name it. They're doing domestic work, and
Dang, I gotta move to Senegal.
he's not very motivated to do something. Sometimes they're very lackadaisical in Senegal. So it's like, it's like, oh, you got to be at
Hey,
work at 8. I'll get there about 9.
hey, I need to move to Senegal.
Man, it's a trip. But they expect things out of women. So cooking, cleaning, washing, whatever. My husband will help. Sometimes I might have to threaten to send him back to the husband's store. But he will get up there and help. And I just, like, some days, I told him last week I wanted to be his girlfriend again. I said, I think I just want to be a girlfriend. And he's like, why? What's wrong with my wife? I said, because when you're a girlfriend, the men, they do stuff for you. I said, I can ask you to cut the grass get cut. I can ask you. He was like, no, the husband is good for the house. I said, why? I don't understand. He was like, the husband take the trash out, he cut the grass. I said, well, my husband ain't cut the grass. And then he
Well,
went outside and cut the grass.
well,
So,
I'll say this. I'll say this about the cutting the grass. I don't cut my own grass. I have a
at
gardener that
least you
does it.
pay for somebody to
Right,
cut the grass.
right. But my lady would never be. I would, I would never have my woman out there cutting I would feel like the weakest dude ever. If my woman's out there. I'm sitting at home. I'm in the living room drinking tea or something or
Well, baby, you missed
whatever.
the spot.
Yeah, I'd be like, you call that cut?
Now I do have to go out and supervise because
Yeah.
they don't have grass in Senegal. They got sand, so I might have to be like, "Hey, no, you gotta go on the
Mhm.
lines. You can't
Uh,
just be leaving tall lines. No, you can't do that." But
as much as I hate to do this, we have to cut this episode short. We got to have you guys back on. This was awesome, and Alan, we always love it when you come on. You always give great insights. And Bree, I've come to watch you guys quite a bit on Instagram as well as listening to your podcast. It's an excellent show. Actually, I wanted to take a moment when I first reached out to you, Alan. It was I wanted because I was listening, but I never told you that I was listening to your show. And sometimes when somebody and you're checking out their content, you should let them know that I'm actually following what you guys are doing. So
Appreciate that.
I really enjoy it, man. And
yeah.
you're an awesome dude, man. So and you seem like a very awesome lady as well, Bree.
Thank you. I
So
Yeah,
appreciate it.
that's my
definitely we
ace
got
boom boom right
And you
there.
guys are
That
fun.
that
yeah,
one
yeah.
right there.
That was really it was a great episode. Now, real quick before we say our goodbyes, I just want to let people know this is episode 194.
Woo.
So we are getting close to episode 200. So we're gonna have for episode 200, we're gonna have this big bash where I'm trying to get all my ex co-hosts and I didn't fall out with none of my co-hosts. It was just time to move on.
Yeah.
So, but I want to get all my ex co-hosts to pop on. The people who've contributed. So Alan, please come on.
Oh yeah.
And Ryan, of course. And Ryan, you're supposed to be on next week, right? For our episode. So we're gonna have more information about our 200th episode. I've already got a couple of the co-hosts from the past have agreed to come on. So I'm just trying to track down one more. But that should be a great show. Next week, our show is going to be where we react to content from the internet. And I'll just say that some of the stuff is controversial. Some of us, I don't know that we would agree with some of the content, but this is in the dating space. So I don't think we're gonna have that guy who just died on the show, but we'll leave him where he's at. But that's next week, and then we're trying to work it out. We're trying to have our poetry slam once again. It's been a couple of years since we had it. I think it was 2020. So that may be, if not, it won't be next week. It'll be the following week. So if you're a poet out there and you want to read some poetry live to an audience, let me know. And you get your finger snaps, of course, from back in the day. That's going down as well. So we have a lot of great episodes coming up. Looking forward to it. So let's start off with Bree. How can we get you in social media, and what should we be on the lookout for from you?
Yes, so once again, thank you both for having us up here. We truly, truly enjoyed it. You guys can reach out to me on Instagram. It's _simply Bree _ and that's SIMPLEE BREE _ But if you just look up Simply Bree, you'll find me. Just look it up.
Oh wait, there's an underscore. Wait, there's an under.
Yeah, just like how it is right here.
So it's Wait, is it? Let me see. Wait, did I do
But the
that?
thing is, if you just type in Simply Bree, just spell like that, you'll find it. It has 2 kisses, 2 lips on the side of the name. And I don't know what picture I got from the avatar. I switched my hair up so much. But yeah, you guys definitely check me out. Follow the network, He Said What Network .com. Check out the content. Check out the shows. Definitely let us know what you guys think. Is there something that you want us to talk about that we probably already don't have up in the lineup, but we got some good stuff lined up. Just continue to support us. Like Alan said, Wednesday is going to be our 2-year anniversary for He Said What Network. So, we're excited about that. All of my hosts are throughout the United States. So I was thinking of doing a celebration, but we may just do something virtual and just go live on Instagram and just, talk about our experiences. So, that's
now,
really
what time?
it.
What time?
I will have to post it on Instagram. It'll be Wednesday. So wait a minute. Alan, we got our show Wednesday, so it may be like after 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, I will definitely be there for that.
Yeah.
That's my day off.
Yeah, and check us out Wednesday. We have He Said What show. We're talking about would you date the male/female version. Why do you keep making that face, Alan?
No.
So Alan already got it figured out that I wouldn't want to date the male version of me if he got baby bearing hips and a bubble butt. Alan, I do not discriminate. Okay, no, I do discriminate. You can't have no bubble butt and no childbearing hips and be no guy. So yeah, I'm done. Take it away, Alan.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay, so for those who follow, you can follow me on Instagram at it's on the screen, Newman_Jr_2.0. Don't have any new projects in the work at the moment. Like Bree said, we're on the He Said What Network for She Said What on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely check us out as we celebrate 2 years of being together on the show. Those who don't know, if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, stay away from TikTok, please, because I got enough foolishness going on there. But follow me on Instagram or Twitter at the same handle. most of my content is promoting the appreciation and love of Black people in general, but it's definitely geared towards Black women and letting them know how appreciated and wanted and cared for and needed that they are. And that's all I have. Actually, I affectionately call Black women Cocoa Puffs or my melanated queens.
And we call him the Cocoa Puff Master.
No, we're not doing this foolishness. There is no Cocoa Puff Master. We're not doing this. No one's doing this foolishness. So yes. So check me out on Instagram. Hit the follow button and check us out on She Said What.
Stop saying She Said What. It's He Said What. It's He Said What.
Old habits die hard. My bad. Please check us out on He Said What.
Why you gotta say it like that? I'm gonna get you on Wednesday. You just wait.
I love it. I can't wait to see that too. All right. How can we get you, Ryan?
You can catch me on Instagram at Brand Savant TV or Hustle Zone TV or Hustle Zone. And I'm also on TikTok, but with different accounts on there. I have Dr. Sebi Academy. We just reached 30,000 followers. Congrats. And I'm educating people on the Dr. Sebi diet and actually bringing facts, like coming with the with articles and peer review articles supporting Dr. Sebi claims. So it's kind of one of a kind account. So I want to check me out on there. And then I also have an account on dyslexia, so calibrated dyslexia, talking about how to navigate the world as someone that has neurodivergence, and helping people with that. So both of the accounts are doing pretty well. I love TikTok, so check me out on those platforms too.
All right, and Mosaic, how can we get you?
You can find me on IG at Mosaic Star or on Clubhouse at Mosaic Star. And then also on Twitter when I'm on there. I'm not on there as much. And that's just Mosaic. But yeah, come holler at me, or soon I'll be launching my business here things again soon. So working on some stuff in the background. Watch out for Missouri Y2 Beauty and Wellness.
All right. And you guys can get me at Kente F on Twitter. Get me at Kente Ferguson on Instagram. And of course, the website is theindyradio.com. That's theindyradio.com. And like I said, we'll be back here next week for an all-new episode. You guys have a great weekend. Have a great week, and God bless you guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us.